If you're building with AI, there's a high chance that you're using a lot of markdown files to manage the context for your AI agents. But what if there was a better way to not only give your AI agents markdown files as context, but to give your agents access to any type of context it needs, from HTML prototypes to mermaid diagrams, images, flowcharts, and much more. And not only that, what if you could collaborate on that context with your team members? Well, that is exactly what Miro is trying to do with the latest version of their Miro Canvas. And in this video, we're going to break down what exactly is agent-readable context, what types of context can you give your AI agents, how to build context collaboratively in Miro, and how to use your context to actually build things with AI. And we're going to do this inside of Cursor. I'm going to show you exactly how to use Miro in combination with Cursor as well. If you don't know me, my name is Chris, and for the last 15 years, I've been designing apps and advising startups on product and design. And if you are building with AI, I've got a community helping people do just that, where I've just launched a new 5-day AI app launch challenge. So if you want to actually build and launch your application using AI, then head over there to find out more. And otherwise, let's get straight into Miro and see what it can do. So this is the new Miro Canvas. And if you're not familiar with Miro, Miro is basically a canvas tool that is collaborative with your team members so that you can create any type of kind of exploration or whiteboard for your product. If you're figuring things out like what a user persona is, what the user journey for your app might look like, or for a new feature might be, give people a place to vote on different stuff and create tables and forms and all of this different kind of ways of visualizing information about your project or about the products that you're building. And I had the chance to attend Miro's Canvas 26 event and find out more about what they're actually building into the canvas that makes it so friendly to AI agents and how they're thinking about the future of building context for AI agents, not just individually on a local computer, but also across a team. So we need a way for this context to exist in the cloud. We need a canvas for your team members and other people to be able to interact with the same context. And we need a way of connecting your AI agent tool, i.e. Cursor or Codex or Claude Code, to your canvas so that it can access that context and able to build things in a better way, and also make sure that that context is the same across all of your team members. So this is the new Miro Canvas, and on the face of it, when you jump into the new Miro Canvas, you're presented with a similar style text input field that you've seen across a bunch of different AI apps, where you basically ask for whatever you want, and then it will create that on the canvas for you. So it gives you a few prompts here to get started, like brainstorm ideas, map user journey, plan roadmap, create research plan, create requirements document. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to start from a PRD that I've already got. So I want to explore some options for the onboarding flow for my app that I'm building. I want to get an idea of what steps I should include, what steps I shouldn't include, and how I can optimize that onboarding flow in order to convert people to pay. And then once I've done that, once I've got that prototype, I want to be able to bring those diagrams and bring that prototype back into my code project so that I can actually build following those exact steps as I've outlined in this canvas. And so let's go and grab the PRD and I'll drop it onto this canvas. And so I'm just going to click on the text element here. I'm just going to put some text on the page. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop the PRD file, the markdown file, onto this page. And you can see it's adding the PRD to this canvas now. So I've got my full PRD here for this project called Content Engine, which is just a little placeholder name for a project that I'm building. It's got all of the information throughout this entire PRD here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this PRD to basically inform what the onboarding flow should look like. Now, this is a huge document here, but if I go from this document using the Miro AI sidekick, and we can make this document shorter as well if we want to. This is just the PRD for this project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to basically outline the steps for this onboarding flow. Now, before I actually do that, I want to give it some best practice for what a good onboarding flow might look like. So you could go into the AI sidekick here and actually ask it, can you research and create a document on the canvas that outlines the best practice for an onboarding flow for a web app with monthly subscription pricing? I'm just going to send that off to Miro's AI sidekick. Now, this is one way that you can interact with the canvas using AI inside of Miro, is to use Miro's AI sidekick. The other way that we could do this is if we wanted to connect a tool like Cursor or Codex to Miro using the MCP, we could go into those tools, and I'll show you how to do this in a second, and we could actually use the Cursor agent or the Codex agent to interact with Miro and do these things for us as well. But for now, let's just use the Miro sidekick to add this to the canvas. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine the information in the PRD with the research about onboarding flow best practice, and we're going to get it to then create a list of ideal steps and give us a rationale, a breakdown of why those steps would work in our onboarding flow. And once we've done that, we can turn that into an interactive prototype in HTML that we then pull back into our project. So you can see the Miro AI sidekick working on our document here, and it's writing the onboarding best practices here. So core principles, optimize time to value, aim for 2 to 5 minutes to first value, prioritize activation over checklist completion, flow design best practices, critical metrics, implementation strategies, all of this information. This is really going to help us to basically make a better onboarding flow here. So now that we've got this, let's click add to canvas. That's going to add that to canvas. I'm just going to put this over here with the document. What I'm going to then ask the Miro sidekick to do here is can you combine the PRD for this app with the onboarding best practice document to create a new document on the canvas, which lists the onboarding steps that we should create for this app. We're going to send that off to the Miro sidekick here, and then Miro is going to read both of those documents, and then it's going to create a guide for us of all of the steps that we should include in our onboarding flow. Now, I actually can't see the PRD document on the board right now. I think they should definitely improve that in the future so that it can read any documents. I'm just going to select these two objects and then add in the same prompt here. So you have to select the objects on the canvas for now. If we were using the Cursor agent or the Codex agent, it would be able to see those documents on the canvas through the MCP. So there's some slight quirks with this feature at the moment. And you can see now that the Miro sidekick here is adding in an outline of our onboarding flow, basically using these two documents for this app. So you can see here, the Miro sidekick is basically writing down all of these steps in our onboarding flow that we should be creating here. So we've got step 1, accept invitation and create an account. So the user action is entering name and password. Step 2 is to pick a content type. So the dashboard shows 7 cards with icons or descriptions, and then they click one content type aligned to their immediate needs. They fill in a brief and generate, copy the output, and then re-engagement for drop-offs here. It's got some ideas of behavioral triggers that we should create, overall onboarding metrics, preconditions, and safeguards. And again, if you wanted to use a specific AI model for this instead of the Miro sidekick, you could just use your agent from Cursor or Canvas to actually just create this on the Miro canvas for you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select the client onboarding, and we're going to select the content engine PRD here. And then I'm going to get Miro to create a prototype on the canvas of the onboarding flow. And this is going to be an interactive prototype in HTML that we can click through and we can make any changes to. And then we can pull that back into our build tool, Cursor or Codex, to actually build that for us inside of our application. So let's create the prototype here. Can you create a prototype for the onboarding flow from the onboarding document based on this app idea from the PRD? We're going to send that off to the Miro sidekick, and Miro is going to create a prototype here in HTML that we can click through, and it's interactive of our full onboarding flow here. Now, whilst this is actually happening here, what I can do is come back to some of this stuff and read some of the documents and leave some comments on things. And this is where the team collaboration element comes into play, because this context, now it lives in this Miro canvas, is able to be shared with all of our team members, and they can use this context with their AI agent just by connecting the Miro MCP to their AI agent tool, so that everyone has the exact same context. And so I can come in here and leave a comment on this section. So say like, not sure about this, let's change it to 6 steps instead. And the great thing about doing this as we go through is that the Miro sidekick is going to have all of the context of all of these comments as well. I can add stickies on any part of this to add some notes about what we're doing here. So we might want to add a note here around like changing this to yearly subscriptions, not monthly. So we can add notes here across the canvas. And again, the Miro sidekick is going to have context of all of this information that we're adding to the document. We can even select these two elements and say, can you take the considerations from the post-it and rewrite the onboarding best practices here? But let's wait for Miro to finish building this prototype for us. You can see it's created the prototype here already. So we've got our prototype for content engine. So we've got basically our sign up form along with a bunch of different components underneath as well. So validating your invitation expired, create your account with different states here that have been added in the prototype. All of this prototype is hooked up as well. So then we come into the dashboard, you can choose your different types of content that you want to create, and we can generate this content in the app as well. So website page copy, we're going to generate some web page copy here. It's got the loader at the bottom. And if we want to go into this prototype, we can then basically click on any of these. I'm going to add this to the canvas first. So let's add that to the canvas. And then I come over to here, click play, and we can preview this prototype, basically go through this entire journey and see exactly what it looks like, how you go through this, and how we can review the output in this app. And we can share that prototype. All of your team has access to that because it's on the Miro canvas and not just stored locally in a local HTML prototype, for example. And now what we can do is go over to Cursor, and I'm going to show you how to connect this to Cursor as well using the Cursor plugin. And then you can start to even build on the Miro canvas inside of Cursor in your project. So I've got Cursor open here and I'm inside the content engine, which is it's content OS, but this is the content engine project. Basically, I've got a new chat open here. And if I want to use Miro, all you have to do is connect Miro to Cursor by going to this customize tab and searching for Miro, and then you connect Miro in the Cursor marketplace for plugins and skills here, basically. So let's go back to content engine because I have that set up already. And if you want to use Miro inside of Cursor with the Cursor agent or the Codex agent, because you can do this in Codex as well. So I've got the local version of this app running here, but you can just add a new browser. So we're going to add a new browser tab here. I'm going to go to this canvas in Miro. And now I've navigated to this board in Cursor, in the Cursor browser. You can see I've got access to my entire Miro canvas here. And not only that, I can actually make changes on the Miro canvas from inside of Cursor. Now that I've got that plugin installed, just by typing in my agent chat box here, I can just do @Miro, and that will let me use Miro directly from the Cursor agent. So we can either make changes to the PRD, or we can add new documents to the canvas. So we could say to Cursor here, like, can you use Miro to update the app's onboarding flow in line with the onboarding prototype in Miro? And that will pull this prototype from Miro into our project and actually update that. Now I don't want to update this because I'm kind of working on the design for this app at the moment. But what I am going to show you how to do here is how we can create some more documents on the canvas and even do more prototypes here using the Cursor agent. So let's ask the Cursor agent, can you add a light mode version of the prototype on the Miro app planning canvas? I'm actually just going to select this to Composer 2.5 just because that will be a cheaper model to actually be able to do this. We can send this off, and that is going to use the Miro MCP because we've connected that to our account. It has access to all of our stuff in Miro here, and Cursor is then going to be able to control Miro. I'm going to run this tool in Cursor, and you can see Cursor says found the content engine onboarding prototype with 4 screens, reading their HTML to build a light mode version. That is going to build a light mode version of this prototype in Miro on the same canvas, just using Cursor. And I think this is going to be the way the majority of people do work like this, using these apps like Miro to create shared context for your entire team, using AI agents, and be able to actually use the Miro app using a tool like Cursor or Codex so that you don't have to leave the environment that you're already working in to build your products or to work on any projects that you might be using agents for. So you can see on the canvas now on the right hand side here, we've got this light mode version of the prototype that's been created using the Cursor agent here. And we've got a couple of things. It's the prototype first, so it's created this prototype, and it's also added a document to the canvas here, which I wasn't expecting, and it's just outlining the onboarding flow here. It's basically just documenting what this onboarding flow is. So content engine onboarding, light mode, light theme variant of the onboarding prototype, same 4-screen flow, and it's got these 4 screens below here. I actually don't think we need this. We can just delete this for now. But nice that it added that to the canvas. And then you can see it's got our onboarding flow here. Now there are some things which aren't 100% correct in this prototype. So it's not done it the way that it could. And some stuff might be better for the Miro sidekick to actually be able to do here, but this stuff is only going to improve over time, and you can start to see the way that teams will collaborate in these shared spaces. Will be able to use tools like Miro with your own agents inside of things like Cursor and Codex in order to be able to share context across a team, build better products with AI, and build better apps with AI as well. And this is also a great way of just storing a bunch of different types of context as well, from prototypes to documents to mermaid diagrams to code to a bunch of different stuff. There's a ton of stuff within the new Miro Canvas that you can use to create different types of context for your application or whatever project that you're building with AI, basically. So hopefully you can see there the sorts of context that you can create for your AI agents using the Miro Canvas. And this really creates a shared collaborative surface for a bunch of different contexts for your AI agents. So if you are working on a team, this is a great place to share all of your context and actually be able to collaborate on all of those different files, those markdown files, mermaid diagrams, those HTML prototypes. You can drop HTML files into the Miro Canvas as well to kind of load that prototype on the canvas if you've already got existing HTML prototypes, or if you want to build your HTML prototypes locally and then drop them onto the Miro Canvas that way. You can also use the Miro sidekick to reference a bunch of that context if you want to use their AI agent versus using your own AI agent instead. But it just introduces a whole new way of building different types of context, giving your agent access to all of those types of context, and then being able to share context across your team as well. And I know this might be a sponsored video by Miro, but I'm still super excited about the direction that they're going with their platform. And it kind of like seeing this new canvas and how it can work with your existing agent tools, it kind of changed my mind from thinking about Miro as this old school kind of software that you use to kind of collaborate on a whiteboard to basically being like a shared context layer across your entire team for your AI agents to be able to connect to and work with. Now, if you are building with AI, I've got a community helping people do just that as well. So if you want to learn how to build and launch real applications, including these kind of agent native style applications that work inside of things like Cursor and Codex, you can head over to school.com/AI apps to find out more. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.